Hey guys, Jay Ducote here from my backyard where we're cooking over live fire, and today a holiday side dish that is gonna knock your socks off. We're cooking butternut squash over the live fire, and it's gonna be the holiday dish of your dreams. All right, we're gonna get started here. I've got a nice little saucepan that I've actually heated up already a little bit, but I'm gonna put some butter in there and then get that right on top of a little sidekick here over my live fire on the Sea Island forge so that can melt. And I'm gonna add some red pepper flakes to that. And then I also wanna add a little chopped sage to that as well. Pick some of these sage leaves off. I love using fresh sage. If you just have dried sage, it would absolutely work here. That way, you know, in your spice cabinet. But I love picking up some fresh sage to work with for something like this. And now just come across it, a nice little chop. All right, and I'm gonna take about half of this and put it in with the butter. So all that's melting together. Now I wanna turn my attention over to the butternut squash. First thing I'm gonna do for this guy is peel it. And I'm peeling that outside off all the way around this beautiful fall gourd here. A lot of times when you roast butternut squash, you would really just cut it in half and then roast it. We're gonna have to do more than cut it in half. You could, and then kind of cook it low and slow, but we actually wanna cook it a little bit hotter and faster, really more of a grill technique today. So I'm actually gonna cut it into fairly thin rounds. Now that most of my peeling work is done, I'm gonna cut off the top. Look at that beautiful orange center. Cut off the bottom. And now you're seeing all those seeds in the middle. And now I'm gonna cut it into some nice butternut squash rounds. But just take a little spoon and scoop those seeds out. All right, I've got that butter and sage and that red pepper flake in here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brush some of this on to each piece of butternut squash. So getting some flavor on there right away. And then these are gonna go onto the grill. All right, now I'm gonna put this side of the butternut squash down on the grill. I'm gonna be able to butter the other side. So now spread these out on my Sea Island Forge grill. And now I'm gonna take that butter and I'm gonna go ahead and butter this top side as well. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop this grill grate down to get just a little bit closer, because I really want that squash to grill. But I also wanna leave room to get my cranberries on the grill. So in the rest of this butter, I'm gonna go ahead and add 1.5 cups of cranberries, and I'm gonna get that back over some heat as well. I've got 2 tablespoons of water that I'm gonna add. It's just gonna help those cranberries come together. And in just a sec, I'm gonna add the rest of my sage, some brown sugar, and some pecans to that as well. So I've mostly grilled on this side with the butternut squash, so I'm actually gonna sprinkle some brown sugar before I flip it over. So I just wanna hit all pieces here with some brown sugar. That might help watch my cranberries, but raise my fire up a little bit to avoid that direct heat on my hands. I'm getting some of this brown sugar on all of this buttered side of the butternut squash. I'm gonna flip these guys over. One thing I love about working with this Sea Island Forge is how easy it is to move it around. If I need to get it off the heat, just swing it to me. And now just a little more brown sugar on this side of each of these pieces of butternut squash. My cranberries have been simmering over here. They've for the most part all bursted, which is what I wanted with that little bit of water in there and cook it in that butter. I'm gonna add the rest of my sage now and just a little pinch of salt just to bring out that tartness in the cranberries. All right, some of my butternut squash is ready to go, so I'm gonna plate this up. Look at that right there. So pretty. Oh yeah, getting a wonderful texture right there on this butternut squash. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And now I'm gonna take some of this cranberry sauce that we made. And I'm gonna spoon that right over the top, right into that well that we have. Cranberry and sage, absolute deliciousness. I've got some small pieces of pecans here. Add a nice little crunch, some fresh cracked black pepper, and we've got a little Parmesan cheese, some Parmigiano Reggiano that we're gonna do right over the top. And that is some beautiful grilled butternut squash with cranberry and pecan.